Welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast, where we got a house that's already painted. Because we're doing one of our world famous movie commentaries on Little Big League. We have our movies paused at roughly the 9-10 second mark. Castle Rock Entertainment is fully up on your picture screen, so while you get there, let's go around the diamond and meet the bros. I'm Matt Geiger, along with our pinch hitter, Jeff Hornacek. Jeff, of all the baseball movies we've done, I'd say we were probably more pumped for this one than any of them. I mean, Rookie of the Year, what's the other ones we've done? Sandlot,
Angels in the Outfield. Basically, any movie that showed us as kids, it said, hey, you can do something involving sports, when really we just couldn't.
Pretty much, and especially this movie, it's been on our list since I think year one of the pod, and we just never fucking done it.
This might be a Chris Rizzi suggestion. I'll have to dig it up.
I believe it was one of our fan suggestions. So, Castle Rock Entertainment, fully up, Little Big League movie commentary. We're pressing play in 3, 2, 1, go.
This came out same year as Angels in the Outfield. I can imagine our parents being like, didn't I just fucking take you to see that movie? Like, no, this one's different. Okay, what happens? Well, a kid helps them win the AL pennant. Okay, that makes it sound kind of the same.
Well, he doesn't have Jesus do it in this one. He just uses his own, I guess, skills.
Yeah, which is more realistic? God helping the Angels win, or Billy Haywood getting to manage the Twins?
Dad coaching first base in blue jeans. You know, he's probably just saying, keep your head down, pick out a good one. Really, really good advice here.
Man, that was a hanging breaking ball. Good base running. You see that? Halfway between second and third.
You got to get someone up in the bullpen here, don't you?
Here's what pisses me off in pickles, man. They throw the ball way too soon.
This is so good. I forgot about this part.
I remember watching this as a kid and my brain exploded. I was like, what is the rule? That one coach is the guy, he's in like daddy daycare and... Yeah.
You would think one of the kids would like run back to second.
Everyone's safe.
They're all safe. They're all on the base. I mean,
so in theory, you could have 9 base runners, right? 3 guys on each base, and we're good?
Fucking asking the kid. That's awesome.
Dude, those Franklin batting gloves were the shit in the 90s.
I mean, actually, we know the rule. Like, the lead runner gets the base, everyone else is out.
As long as you tag them, which I haven't done at all yet, right?
No one's, touched the runners or anything. I mean, the ball's still live. Someone could run back to second.
Look at this single mom right next to Billy's grandpa. Why isn't grandpa moving in on her?
I think that's his daughter.
No, the one to his right. The other one.
Oh, got you.
Fair game. What are they, the Gophers? That makes sense in Minnesota. This is one of the 2 days in Minnesota you could play baseball outside.
No shit.
Ooh, it's 73. It's a scorcher.
I thought you were going to say the governor actually let him out of the house for 2 days for baseball real quick, but there's fans, so that didn't make any sense.
Right. I meant the weather.
I like the Friends here better than in Rookie of the Year. A lot better.
Man, that's close. Although they both kind of have the same arc. Like, these guys end up being whiny little bitches too once you stop spending time with them. What's the first? Here, we'll have to look up the characters. First baseman is Lou Collins. That's right.
The great Lou Collins. Fun fact, Jeff, in Major League 3, when Roger Dorn owns the Twins, he has a Lou Collins jersey in his owner's box.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
That's fucking
So
cool.
These movies connect, apparently.
Same universe, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. This is the one where you always have to have, like, the gingery, freckled kid has to be one of your friends. Back then, that was considered a minority hire.
That's first cast. I mean, that's first casting day right there.
You get in before you get the lead.
Yeah, if this was a movie today, you'd have, like, a kid with a turban on, and then like, I mean,
He
we
has
have
like
way more
a
diversity.
disabled kid or something, right?
Yeah.
If you can get both those in the same guy, that helps the studio even more. Nice outfit here, Grandpa. Yellow on yellow.
The mom is the mom prettier here or in Rookie of the Year? I can't remember the mom.
Definitely
Oh,
here.
I kind of do. The mom's prettier here, yeah.
She's younger here.
Not all guys like young, Jeff.
Okay, so he's Billy Haywood. What's Henry Rowan Gardner? That's right.
This story, though, I mean, obviously Rookie of the Year would never happen, but this story, I guess, could. I mean, the kid would have to be like a little older. But nowadays, Jeff, if the kid could like run a computer, he'd probably be in the front fucking office calling the plays anyway.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Cheap labor, too. You know what? I would love to see a crossover where, and back then I don't think they had interleague play, but Billy Haywood is managing the Twins in the AL while Henry Rowan Gardner's tearing up the NL with the Cubs.
Well, they could both make the World Series, so that could happen.
Yeah, Twins-Cubs World Series. I mean, that's actually the most unrealistic part in 1994.
Moment of silence for the Hubert 8 Humphreys Metrodome.
Rest in peace. And the baggie in right field. God, that thing was fucking nice.
Remember when Wally Joyner was an all-star? This is what, 2 years before steroids, probably?
I was going to say, was Mike Sweeney not the Royals' first baseman then?
Nah, he was, this is, what'd you say, 95, 96? He wasn't till late 90s, early 2000s.
This is Shia LaBeouf's dad in Transformers. We like to call him Natural Sugar Young John Voight.
This story is actually pretty good, honestly. Like
oh yeah.
Spoilers, the grandpa doesn't have much time left in this movie, but he looks in good health, though.
I always send video messages to my friends before we go out with a heavy night of drinking, and I quote the grandpa because he always says to Billy, "If you're watching this video, I'm no longer alive. You were one of my best friends."
So obviously this guy just basically, if you had a coaching role in the 90s, he had to be it because he's also the coach in Eddie.
Dennis Farina, yeah.
Yeah.
I read one of my Horns fun facts. So he did this role, but he's a lifetime Cubs fan.
He seems like he would be.
We have Scott Patterson is one of the actors too from Gilmore Girls, and then of course the Saw franchise.
Dude, you should look up Luke Edwards now, who plays a kid in this. He looks way different.
He does look way different.
He looks like the lead singer from Train.
Kevin Dunn is Arthur Gosselin, the guy who is great, a famous character actor, was in a ton of stuff in the 90s. I'm trying to see who plays.
Timothy Busfield, though, who plays Lou Collins, not his first baseball movie, was in Field of Dreams.
I think I actually have a fun fact about it. Who did he play in Field of Dreams?
Kevin Costner's wife's brother.
Okay, so his brother-in-law?
Yeah, that would have been a way quicker way of saying that. Yeah, thank you.
We're not short on time, though.
You kind of took the straight route.
Scott Patterson, who plays McGreevy, the pitcher, he's basically like once Haywood is the manager, he's the one guy that's like kind of throwing games. He actually played minor league baseball in 4 different big league organizations during the 80s before he became an actor.
Nice.
That's a pretty cool fucking life. Like, imagine just being that good at whatever you want. Like, yeah, I'll play pro baseball, then I'll just be a famous actor. After that, I'll probably go fuck Madonna in the mid-90s.
As 90s baseball movies go, I say this one is pretty realistic, especially when we get to the end scene where me and Jeff will probably be drunk and shit our fucking pants because it's probably one of the greatest end scenes in sports with the athletes we have coming up.
And that actually will explain why even me growing up in Seattle, the end of this movie made me not a Mariners fan.
But it's just awesome how the talk in the dugout and in the clubhouse and everything like that is way more realistic than Rookie of the Year, where it's almost more like a cheesy, like fucking Disney Channel original movie type baseball movie. Like, this is actually a baseball movie, I consider.
Yeah. And his grandpa is just fucking cool, man. His grandpa, like, did they ever explain what happened to Billy's dad? Like, even when her and Lou are getting it in?
I'm sure Lou asked after he was zipping up his pants and saying, "Hey, I got an early morning batting practice. I got to get going."
He's like, "Babe, I'd love
died.
to stay, but I have a meeting." She's like, "You're a baseball player. You know, we go over the advanced pitching stats. It's a lot of. I don't want to bore you with it."
You think if Billy was ever asked, he's like, "Would you rather have your dad or have Lou Collins?" I don't know. He's like, "Well, you know, what's Lou batting?"
Right? Is he hitting over 260? Because I know he can't. He's about to be a fucking platoon player if he doesn't start hitting lefties. I'll tell you that much.
He's like, 225. Well, I would have to see his RBIs and, you know, his home runs, runners in scoring position.
Is he walking at all? I mean, Jesus, Lou. Take a fucking breaking ball once. Also, his mom has to understand eventually, like, look, babe, we're not dating when we go on the road. Like, you understand that, right?
I love the grandpa. It's like, it's Roger Clemens. He's going to murder us, and he's not even doing steroids yet. Billy has to come.
He's like, what do you mean yet? Ricky Henderson is actually mentioned later in this movie.
Yeah, he is, because they're trying to trade for him.
And he's like, he has like ridiculous demands, and the kid's like, well, you got to give it to him.
What's the one baseball game you remember because you got to see someone pitch or play or something like that?
Wow, that's a great question. I saw actually at Yankee Stadium, I saw a Rangers-Yankees game where it was Yu Darvish versus Masahiro Tanaka, and they both had dueling seven-inning shutouts with 15 strikeouts each. And it went into extra innings, and of course my team lost.
I'm not one to one up people. I hate doing that. But mine is, I actually went to Mall of America as a kid in Minnesota and went to the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. And the first game, I wanted to see Clemens pitch really bad. They're playing the Yankees. And Clemens and Eric Milton both had no-hitters going
Remember into, Eric Milton?
I believe, the seventh inning, eighth inning.
Dueling no-hitters?
Both lost them. Both no-hitters, both of them. And they both lost them. And then the next day, we liked it so much that we went back and I saw Pettit pitch.
That's awesome. Brent Barry, friend of the pod, he was on our Dunkirk movie commentary. He grew up in Mesquite, Texas before he moved where I met him. And when he was a kid, he always tells a story. Him and his dad had tickets to go to a Rangers game. And something happened, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just go tomorrow." So they traded the tickets, and it was one of Nolan Ryan's no-hitters. I think maybe his last one that they missed. God, yeah. That they missed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude had 7, right?
Believe
7?
So.
Jesus.
People forget he was a Met.
Steroids or nothing, Jeff. He just took aspirin.
This is where Billy's like, "I'm sorry, it was a joke. That wasn't real semen in the condom." Wait, what? What are you? Oh, you don't know about that. God damn it. I always do this. Tip my hand. Dude, JanSport. Remember JanSport?
JanSport's still a thing, isn't it? You still wear a JanSport backpack?
JanSport's problem in the 90s, they made too quality of a product. That shit would last you 5 school years.
I love kids' movies because every single scene is like 80 degrees and sunny, even if you're in Minnesota.
So this is the sad part where Billy gets the news about his grandpa. Topher Grace, I believe this is the part. I could be wrong.
I thought you meant the sad part where he didn't get to see Clemens pitch. But yeah, also that's because his grandpa died. Yeah, right.
Topher Grace gave this great interview, and I can't remember what he called it. But it's like acting rule number 1. When you know that your character is about to get bad news, you're not supposed to like come in like too happy because it comes across as really fake. Like Topher Grace always says he was on a pilot with some guy once, and the guy was getting news that his mom died, and he comes in like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's wrong?" It's like, dude, you gotta fucking dial it back. No one's that happy ever.
He said, "Billy, your grandpa died." He's like, "So are you taking me to the park?" I mean, Clemens is pitching, Mom. Let's get real.
Lou goes, "Even though he was your owner, he never felt like he owned you." Lonnie's in the back like, "Bullshit." Wait, Lonnie, just fucking relax, dude.
Okay, I mean, we're having the best player of a shitty team. I mean, he had a World Series fucking trophy in the background. Like, we can't have someone else talking at his funeral? Like, it's
All
Luke
right,
Hollins?
Geiger, the guy over, cut back to Lou. The guy over Luke Collins' left shoulder, the guy
The
with like the
Italian-looking
widow's
dude?
peak. So he's that
Yeah.
Yankee in For Love of the Game, like their big power hitter.
Tuttle.
Yeah,
Sam Tuttle.
I doubt I can. He's probably just an extra in this. Let me look him up in For Love of the Game. He's like a great character actor. Not even a character actor. He just can play your juiced up right fielder.
You know who would do this? Banner. He would tape himself so it will play the day that he dies, and it'll just be him with like a shirt. Also, by the way, Last Dance, Jeff. This was New York Knicks Chicago Bulls playoff game.
Oh, nice. Banner would have
But-
like a choose your own adventure video. He'd be like,
Yeah.
if I died under suspicious circumstances, skip ahead to the 15-minute mark.
And the whole time you skip ahead, he's getting less and less clothes and more drunk.
He's got like his tie around his head. He's like, and here's my thoughts
Like,
on the
You believe
Illuminati.
I'm dead? Like, what the hell? Anyway.
This is what I record myself doing this on my phone. That way, when I'm blacked out drunk, I can show it to the Uber driver. Like, this is where I live.
You think he called a hooker? He's like, hey, can you come over at 9? She's like, I can pitch you at 8. No, I got to do this video. So when I die, like, I give my grandkid all this fucking stuff. Just, can we make it 8:30? I'll make it quick.
Because honestly, I'm hoping you and I do a bunch of blow and have really promiscuous sex, and that's actually what kills me. Geiger, when I tell you the name of the actor who plays Sam Tuttle, you are not even going to believe his real name.
It probably sounds like some rigatoni or something I'd have in an Italian restaurant.
More stereotypical than rigatoni. His name is Michael Papa John.
Spaghetti?
Papa John.
No, it's not.
Swear
Okay.
to God.
Yo, my name is Michael Spaghetti. Really? I trust you. Okay.
But sometimes you have to even see it to be like,
Any relation to the Papa John?
dude, you know who else he played in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man? He's the carjacker who kills Uncle Ben.
Oh, in the same room. I mean, Uncle Ben's been murdered so many times.
Right. That's why I had.
Himself.
That's why I had to
Okay.
specify which one he kills Uncle Ben in. Dude, this guy has a ton of fucking credits.
God, your grandpa dies and he's like, oh, by the way, you get the twins. Like, wouldn't you
Dude,
just John Gruden and fucking clean house and get a bunch of draft picks and money? That's what I'd do.
Yeah, we got to start playing for next year at this point. I hate to stay on Michael Papajohn, but he has done a ton of baseball movies. He was a heckler in the movie The Babe. He was in Mr. Baseball with, what's his fucking face?
Sorry,
Tom
Jeff.
Selleck.
This is just sickening. Back in the 90s, chicks digged you only if you were famous. And that's not
Cliches.
the way it is. Thank God.
Thank God
Yeah,
that's changed, right?
Thank God women have grown and they don't just want you for your money.
I've always wondered, they showed earlier, and again, there's probably a very simple explanation for this, but they obviously play on AstroTurf, which I don't even think at the time we realized how awful AstroTurf was for both
On your
sports.
joints. Yeah.
It was like horrendous.
Because this was Vikings and Twins. One of the,
Yep.
I mean,
And
I think
University
the
of
Raiders was the last stadium that shared, but
Yeah. University of Minnesota played here too.
they did. That's right. It's weird. The outfield was weird because it was just, you just saw like seats, like you'll see it here in a second, but it's just seats like up against the wall. Like that was the outfield, down the right field line. It was like, hey man, just let us play out here for a while. Now I'll, whenever we're in the ALCS, I'll have you be part of it.
I'll remember that you hooked us up, Mr. Goslin, okay? So last thing I'll say.
His dad from Mighty Ducks.
Oh, that's right. Man, 90s movies just recycled the same fucking guys, right? It was like everybody in the background of your movie. Last thing I'll say about Michael Papajohn. His character in this movie's name is Tucker Kane. Just
yeah, I think he's the guy that I think he like a ground ball or something against Seattle later. I don't know. I can't remember it.
Oh, see the guy that almost hangs himself in the dugout because he makes an error?
I think so. Jeff, how sick would this be? Like playing on, just playing catch on an actual fucking Major League Baseball field.
It'd be badass. Actually, I used to live in Seattle, and I got to do this in the Kingdom for a little bit and meet a couple Mariners. That's why I can attest to the AstroTurf. I mean, you probably never played on it because by the time you were like in college. Well, at like a high level, because how quick does the ball I've never played on it. How quick does the ball get on you?
I played on it at Wichita State, and I was playing, I guess you technically call it third base. I call it short left field. But yeah, with aluminum bats, it gets on you pretty quick. But the thing is, it's always a true hop, so you're not really going to take a grounder, so you're not going to take one off the chest or anything.
I've heard it's really bad on your back, too, just standing and running on it for that long.
Yeah, it's just like on concrete, so yeah, it's not good for you at all. It was cheap, obviously, for maintenance for these stadiums. But, man, it ended a lot of career. Like, I think it was, wasn't it Michael Irvin? That's what ended his career at the Vet in Philadelphia.
When Eagles fans cheered when he broke his neck.
I always loved this stadium. I know some people thought it was kind of cheap, but I always liked the way it looked. Obviously, and Jeff, this actually happened when I went to Minnesota and watched the game. Someone did lose a fly ball in the.
I was going to say that would happen a lot. I'm a huge Texas Rangers fan, and no one will remember this guy, but we used to have an outfielder named Kevin Mensch who just said he could straight up not play left field there because his vision, I guess, is like, I cannot fucking see a fly ball at all.
It's a white ceiling with a white ball.
Dennis Farina, this is like, as a kid, you don't realize this, and Matt, you know this because you played it at a much higher level than I ever did, but baseball coaches, this is not how your practice goes. It's not like a football coach where he's like up in your ass.
No, not really. Not at all, actually. And really, I mean, so they said that he's kind of was a pitcher, I believe. So if your head coach is a pitcher, they don't give a shit about positional players at all. You have an assistant coach for that, whatever their background is. It's probably the same in the NFL. If you're a defensive-minded coach like Belichick, he's probably always with the defense.
Seattle.
Chicks dig the baseball players, man. Especially when Lou's stretching right here.
Well, Matt, what they really care about is his character and his makeup as a person.
It's true.
I don't really. Sometimes I wonder, do you hear yourself when you talk?
Like, hey, I went to your locker to put some of my wet panties in for you, and I saw that you had a Bible, so I just wonder what your favorite verse is.
Yeah, someone actually left that in my hotel room last night. I was wondering what it was. I always love these two. I don't know the purpose of them at all. Only baseball has them, but it's the short sleeve, like rain jacket type things. I would always see Buck Showalter with those on. I'm like, what the fuck is that for?
It's warm-ups. They wear them for infield, outfield a lot, BP. But the thing is like when it's hotter than fuck.
They just keep in all your heat.
It only works for spring training, kind of, I think.
But to me, like,
they're cool as shit to wear.
Oh, they look cool, but you look like a wrestler trying to cut weight. Like, let me just fucking burn some stuff. Like, you just want to lose all your water weight.
If you ever go to a pro game, and I know pretty much everyone here has, or when you will again, go watch batting practice and infield, outfield. It's one of the most beautiful things ever to watch a shortstop or second baseman take fungos. These guys are so fucking smooth.
Everything off one hop. And then go watch one of my slow pitch softball games and watch us just take a fucking dribbler to us.
Yeah. Damn right.
Looking at their principal, his facial hair and his haircut, I don't really need to do any investigating. I can guarantee you there's some sort of history of pedophilia. And why would Ricky Henderson be a free agent mid-year? At 1994.
This is way before sexual assault, where women blew the whistle. So I have no clue what he'd be in for.
Plus, if there's any team that would take a flyer on a bad personality, it was the Minnesota Twins. Like,
no shit. That's he'd be like a Yankee or Red Sox or
100%. Yeah. Yeah, the Lakers release Anthony Davis right before the playoffs. What the fuck? This doesn't make sense. And as a kid, though, you're just like, all right, yeah, Ricky Henderson.
Wouldn't that be sick if you're like, yeah, my contract's $18 million, but I also want a house, a Ferrari, and this dog? Was your boy Rugnet Odor? Didn't he ask for 2 horses?
Yeah, and we gave him 4. The funny thing though, as a kid, you're like, man, that's insane that he wants like the car and the dog. But when you actually look at their contract, that's like the cheapest shit that you could possibly include.
So that's him and Ditka, obviously. You say he's a Chicago fan.
Yeah, I'm sure him and Ditka cut from the same cloth based on the way they coach. The Ron Burgundy line, you know someone's about to get offended when what they're being told is prefaced with all due respect.
I love this because obviously this happens in every single front office. 2 people want him and one guy's like, nah, when I was assistant coach, I didn't like him. Like, but he's like the best player in the league. So, and I think we can get him.
It's the same reason that like Sean Glennon still has a job. There's like an offensive coordinator. Like, I don't know, man. In practice against no pass rush, he was pretty fucking good for me for 2 years in Miami.
Didn't he Billy Martin him and fired his ass?
Does he have enough pencils?
This is the greatest thing ever. Whenever you get fired, you're like, I'm going to take this because I know it's not mine.
We talk about it. Check out our Jerry Maguire movie commentary. I mean, that's maybe the best example of it. These fish have manners. Horseshoes, let me say this about horseshoes. Really, really fun for like 15 minutes and then kill me.
Whenever someone asks, you want to play horseshoes, I basically say, what the fuck? Are you too cheap to buy a bag toss? Like, no one plays horseshoes anymore.
Yeah,
it's bag toss.
I don't think I've seen a horseshoe pit, I don't know, since Vietnam, probably.
And even in Vietnam, if they knew what bag toss was, they'd have that, to be honest.
Actually, great horseshoe scene, Zero Dark 30 with Chris Pratt. Remember that? Right before they go kill Osama bin Laden.
True.
Spoilers. Yeah. I always think it's badass.
I think, Jeff, you could do this. I bet, like, you could actually, like, if I coached and you ran the front office, I bet we'd have a pretty decent fucking team.
We would kick fucking ass, man. I'd stay out of your hair. Just let me sit up in my little office and make moves from my ivory tower. Oh, this is where the guy quizzes him. As a kid, this was so cool.
I fucking love this, too, because... So playing baseball all my life and a little bit of college, like some baseball movies I'd watch, I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever. They're almost mocking the game. But this is true. Like everything in this movie is actually pretty close to like real baseball. I'd consider like Bull Durham is another one, 61 for Love of the Game. But this is true. It's all situations, tendencies. What is he going to pitch? I mean, this is way before, we were banging trash cans. So we knew, a curveball was coming.
This is a simple situation, though. I mean, you get fast runner on first. You're not going to take the bat out of Lonnie's hands. Or Lou Collins, I mean. You don't pay Lou Collins to bunt, Matt.
No shit. Like Reggie Jackson says, you don't pay me I don't fucking bunt.
But he's got a good point. Okay, so Lonnie steals second, right? Well, now first base is open, Matt. So what happens to Lou Collins? I mean, you pitch around him, obviously. I miss the days when you could just smoke a cigar anywhere. In fact, not only would people not tell you to put it out, they'd be like, hey, whatever this guy fucking wants, he's clearly in charge. And I think he gives him the same logic here. And they walk Lou, right?
The thing is, no one's wrong. I mean, obviously, he's right. You bunt him in a scoring position, but then he's right, too. That's the thing about baseball. It's no one when to push buttons, and they always say the manager just knew when to push the buttons, which is some true, but then a lot of that's just fate and luck, and not luck, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like the old guy, get off my lawn, but I think you really can overmanage sometimes, especially now in the analytical, like the shifts and all that shit. At the end of the day, these guys just got to play baseball.
Oh, I'm definitely the old guy. I hate that they're basically neutering managers now because we won't have any Whitey Herzogs or Lou Pinellas or, Tony La Russa's anymore. Everything's made in the front office by numbers. Like, well, statistically, this should work, so do that. there's no feeling about the game anymore, which is sad, really.
All right, now let's forget about child labor laws. Knowing Bud Selig, how big of a blind eye he would turn to anything that would help baseball, he would definitely let this happen, right?
Absolutely. ESPN be all over this.
Selig would be like, and why don't we put the kid on steroids? Like, well, he's not playing.
He's
okay, sorry.
Well, I mean, but
it's a reflex. Sorry, I accidentally say that sometimes. Okay, it's a weird response, but another thing I miss.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, product placement was just so much more overt in the '90s. Like, remember in Rookie of the Year, he does the Pepsi commercial.
Loved it. Yeah,
loved
it too. The other thing I'm gonna say about sports movies, I'm trying to think if I consider it a sports movie or not, but I like it way better when there's real athletes, not actors, which we already saw Wally Joyner, but you're about to see I think Pudge Rodriguez in this. Like, I mean, you're about to see a ton of fucking athletes coming up.
And there was a few in Rookie of the Year. Like, I remember Bonds was in it with the Pirates, but for the most part.
But the team they played at the end, it was just some actor, and that sucked. Wasn't good.
And it was like a parody of like Jason Giambi, but right-handed.
Fucking Giambi, dude.
I love how he told his mom backstage. He's like, "You told me to get a job." She's like, "No, I meant like Billy Brower back." She's like, "Yeah, he's a paper boy." "Oh, so you just didn't want me to get a cool job?"
Yeah, like fucking managing the Twins.
It's a pretty lame spread.
I mean, obviously, as a manager, let's be honest, some of it's not that hard. You know, the speediest guy with hopefully the best batting average is batting first or second. Your best hitters batting third. Your power hitters batting fourth. You set
your catcher towards the bottom, so you don't have to worry about offense.
Yeah. Unless he's like Piazza or something.
That's pretty funny. Hey, man, little kids can do crazy things. I played winter ball in Venezuela. Kids half his age speaking Spanish, and that's a hard language.
They speak Spanish.
And then,
I know. That's my point.
That's my point.
What?
I don't think it is your point, though. Dude, Franklin is all over this movie.
Fucking Rawlings, one of the greatest glove companies, probably the greatest glove company ever. But yeah, Jeff, the jacket to the side of him right there, you don't need that. I don't know why I have that.
You don't need it, but I mean, it cranks things up a notch. This is Scott Patterson, of course.
McGreevy is one of my favorites in here, of course, as being the villain of the pod. I love McGreevy.
Because you're such a McGreevy.
He is.
But this is what I don't understand. It's not McGreevy, then. Who's the guy who acts like he doesn't see the hit and run sign later and hangs the dude out to dry?
That's the catcher.
Okay, but he's like in on it with McGreevy, and then he's like,
but he looks like McGreevy. Also, do you think, I would love to know, and you probably can't find this on the internet, but how they picked the Twins, and was it auction? Because of course, if you're a Major League Baseball team, you would want your team to be in Angels in the outfield or whatever, because I bought fucking Twin shit, and I bought Cleveland Indians stuff just because of Major League.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Plus, the teams were, like, harmless. Like, in the mid-'90s, even when they were good, it was just hard to hate the Twins because Kirby Puckett was so affable. Anybody that didn't like Kirby Puckett, fucking send them my way. We'll have some words.
Well, when Major League came out, it was, like, true. Like, the Indians were, like, the worst team in the league for years, and then they had, like, Albert Bell, Kenny Lofton, and God, I love those teams. Earl Hershiser.
Oh, yeah. Tomey, Manny Ramirez,
James Tomey, like rookie,
David
at
Justice,
third base. He had Eddie Murray at DH, like an aging Eddie Murray.
Yeah, Jarrett Wright, who missed Jarrett Wright missed his senior prom to pitch in the ALCS.
Yeah, it sucks for him, dude. He could have probably gotten ass at his senior prom.
Yeah, but that definitely didn't
get any ass
for winning Game 6 of the ALCS. Is it this or Rookie of the Year where he rents night nurses from Jersey on the road?
It's this one.
What does he rent it like 7 times?
Yeah, I mean, when you don't know how to masturbate, that's what you do.
It's like a 14-hour debacle.
I'll say playing for a lot of, I mean, in college we got a lot of stuff, but some of the traveling teams, like we had the practice shirts and then the jackets and everything. Like baseball fucking shit is like some of the coolest stuff to wear. Because obviously football stuff you wear when you're practicing and that's it. Baseball shit you can wear just every day, like some of those jackets and everything.
Oh yeah. And there's nothing cooler than like a baseball hat you're wearing. Like, yeah, guilty, it's mine.
Those Twins jerseys are pretty cool too. I like the TC for Twin Cities.
Yeah, like everyone says, again, the Yankees made the pinstripes iconic, but no one looks at the Twins pinstripes and like, you're just fucking copying the Yankees. Like, they can pull it off in their own right. His friend right here, all he wears is the denim vest. It's like, can you leave some chicks for Billy to fuck instead of just taking them all?
And his friend's talking about Wedman the whole time. He's like, you should start Wedman. And I don't get why we wait till the ALCS to actually start him, but
that's a great 90s movie trope where like secret hit, same thing in fucking Hoosiers where the guy comes in and knocks down the free throws. Check out our Hoosiers broback review. But you have like secret got weapon on your team that can do something great, but you don't use him till like the very end of the season.
This is the catcher that doesn't do the hit and run.
But the shit that the catcher just talked to him, like that doesn't even make sense. Going out for milk and cookies after the game, sweetheart.
I mean, maybe that sounds delicious.
That ump got way too into calling him out there. Is he a bench coach or the pitching coach?
He's the pitching coach, bench coach. I mean, this was before we really got into what each coach did, I think.
He wears a lot of hats, okay?
Is there any uniform or hat that you don't like in the major leagues? Because actually, when I was in high school, I bought every major league cap and just like put them on a nail in my room. So it's just all around my room, every major league. And I would say I love the Detroit Tigers. I love the Mariners. I love the Orioles. Just some of their emblems and shit.
Spencer Hamilton, 44-year-old who can only DH and doesn't even really start against lefties, but he's still getting a roster spot.
And this guy apparently was like a Twins all-star back in the day, but I don't understand. Like usually old guys can still hit though, so I don't get that. He looks terrible.
Why would you pinch hit him against a righty? Like that slider low and away, this guy almost threw his fucking back out.
On three straight pitches.
Spoiler alert, he's about to get cut, and I love when he gets called into Billy's office. Like, I just need more at-bats! No, that's the last thing this team needs, though, is this Mickey Scales?
Mickey Scales. Maybe Rookie of the Year. Wow. What a perfect ball placement there to in the game.
I love how he just keeps talking.
I love Bowers. It's fucking awesome.
He's great.
You said that was the guy that played in the minors for a while? Or
no, Scott Patterson, who plays, let me pull up his name. McGreevy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which has probably had one of the better acting careers of anyone from this movie.
It's fucking great. He's like the only guy in the world that thinks he can hit.
Nice way to kind of put him on blast.
Yeah, don't call him out in front of everybody. It's just pretty jacked for the 90s.
Well, I mean, it's not natural.
I mean, it's not, yeah. The steroids hasn't even started yet.
I want to see another movie in this universe where it's all the fucking 4s and 5s that McGreevy, especially when it's not his day to pitch, that he's going out picking up at like dive bars in Minneapolis. Are you Scott McGreevy?
Yes.
Yep, it's me. Oh my God, I love baseball. I love
Billy
the strikes.
not picking like the hottest guy in the locker room either. That's surprising.
I think what she's trying to do is get some of the hotter players' attention, if you know what I'm saying. Get on their radar.
I think she's probably going through Lou to get to McGreevy somehow.
It's like Mortal Kombat, where when you beat one person, you get to like slide up to the next one.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing. She's gonna fuck like the whole infield first, and then we'll go to the rotation.
I'm surprised Billy Hayward wasn't kind of a bigger actor, because he's actually pretty good in this.
He is good in this. This is like the Heath Bell type reliever comes in. A ball's like fucking 4 inches low. Where the fuck was that?
Where the fuck was that? Be consistent.
Jesus Christ, you're squeezing the shit out of me right now. His name is Blackout, and I guarantee you that's just because that's what happens to him at the bar after the game.
Yeah, he gets a little drunk.
I don't remember hitting that woman. That's what I'm telling you. That's why it can't be a crime.
I love the intense I don't know if this guy's a closer, but I love the intense fucking pitchers, because I'm just like, dude, chill. I mean, it doesn't make you throw any harder. Let's just calm down a little bit.
Reyes, who would do that insane breathing thing? He would like breathe out and snap his neck and like look at the batter.
Yeah, he just snap his neck down. Papelbon was insane for a while.
But relief pitchers definitely have this type of facial hair. He's got like
Eric Gagne used to be unhittable, and now like
Ranger great Eric Gagne.
He's playing on our slow pitch softball team.
Rangers traded Eric Gagne for David Murphy. Why does this guy look like he was just in the mines with Derek Zoolander for 2 hours?
God, this is great.
Bowers. Dude,
Bowers comes up. He's like, I just want you to know I had nothing to do with it.
Literally.
I don't even want to pitch.
I don't even like this sport. I think it's fascist, but here I am.
Playing in college, I've never had anyone. I never played with anyone psycho until I played in a couple summer leagues. I played with a couple kids that were they're from Cal State Northridge, and they were fucking nuts like this, like literally insane.
Yeah. Relief pitchers are a different breed.
No, actually, this guy was a left fielder, was getting scouted by the Yankees, and he went 0-for-2 with 2 strikeouts when they were at the game, and he was literally trying to break his neck in the dugout. He's like, I just want to die. That's what he said, and we were like, you need to like chill out a little.
Grounds crew at the Metrodome, not a bad gig. Just tamp the mound, add some clay, and we're fucking out of here.
Yeah. There's 5 circles that you got to take care of, and that's pretty much about it.
Maybe the bullpen mound, but if you have like 4 dudes, you could be out of there in 30 minutes. Look at this spread. We got enough carbs?
Dude, the buffet after a game, I bet, is fucking on point. In big league clubs, my God.
There's Tucker Kane. Acting like he's never eaten before.
No shit. Like, he's got a date to the chair here a little bit. God, that dude looks like somebody.
I know. I was thinking that same thing, too. They
actually do say like a steroided Don Lemon, maybe? I don't know.
They have a pretty nice clubhouse.
Well, I mean, the Vikings stay here, so yeah.
Fucking McGreevy.
So obviously this is the Vikings like locker room too, right? And the Minnesota Gophers, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything more G than having like Blackout had like that big ass ice bag on your fucking shoulder and arm?
That's what he does when he like. There's like a really tough pitcher on the mound. He doesn't want to. He's like, dude, Billy, I would love to give you 4 at-bats tonight, but she's barking. You know what I'm saying?
I remember putting that, like, once you're done with the game, you have to go to the trainer's office. They put that on there. And you just have your shirt off and you just walk around, like, drink a beer or whatever. And just, like, I mean, it was colder than fuck for about 10 minutes. And after that, it went numb and it felt really good.
What theme park is this? Is there Six Flags in Minneapolis, maybe?
I don't know. So this is outside, because they don't go to the Mall America in this. It's D2 they do.
Is this the same scene where they splash Lou and his mom?
Yeah. His mom was already pretty wet, but Lou got...
Yeah, it really wasn't necessary. Corn dog, that's a good in-season diet. Go for it, Lou. That's the thing of the 90s, although it's very practical, is the sunglasses on the little strap. Frat guys sort of brought it back in the late 2000s. His mom's looking good, crazy. Man.
Well, yeah. I mean, she does, was it Total Gym or whatever was
Buns
the thing?
of Steel, I think?
Yeah, nowadays. I mean, Lou could have a lot of chicks. I mean, he's the best player on the Twins, so. But
unless they're on the road, he's not interested in that life.
But Jeff, it's contract year, so fucking the boss's mom might come in handy.
That's true. What's a Lou Collins commanding on the open market?
I don't know. A first baseman that weighs probably $185 that hits.
He's like
260 with 14 home runs a year. I'm not sure.
He's like if Mitch Moreland cut out protein from his diet.
He's almost like a Darren Erstad. Didn't he play first?
He did. He was like a defensive specialist. I think this ride, I don't know the name of it, but I think it exists at Six Flags. Now, granted, any theme park would just rip off. Why didn't his mom wear a white T-shirt? That's so hot out. I'd still eat that.
Hot in Minneapolis is what, 68 with the sun out?
Yeah, 68 to high of 71 though. Is Billy at third base now? Is this like fucking slow pitch softball where like the last out goes out to third base?
Well, back in the day, well, no, it's God damn it, the guy from the Dodgers did it. Tommy Lasorda. He coached third
in the All-Star game.
No, I thought he did for the Dodgers. I think they just said that too.
Oh, is this the play where he walks and he sprints to first?
Yeah.
I love this play.
The thing is, like the Rookie of the Year where he drops the ball and kicks it, that's the stupidest thing I had. These plays could actually work.
Yeah, and apparently, I don't want to get ahead of us, but I was reading my fun fact. The hidden ball trick at the end against Griffey is actually illegal because the pitcher's not on the rubber. And you're just like a psych. They would not have anyone covering second.
No.
Throw through. Ooh, he might have had him if he didn't drop that.
I mean, we used to do it all the time. Runner on first. We'd have a guy show bunt, and we'd see what their defense did. And if the third baseman trashed, we would bunt it to the third baseman because most pitchers are really bad at PFPs. So third base would be wide open. So if you bunted it to third baseman, the guy from first could go from first to third. So instead of a sacrifice second, you got him at third. So you're a ground ball away from.
If you have first and second too, you can see if they have the wheel play on, which is rare. But if they do, the whole infield's open up for you. Turn it. Get out of your hands.
I love the outfield fence here too, Jeff, with every team, and I think their division or probably in the AL.
Every baseball movie in the 90s with a kid involved has this montage in the middle where the teams, hey, we're starting to figure things out, guys. We're starting to believe in ourselves. Maybe we're not a bunch of fucking oddballs. Maybe we can do this.
This thing too, the reason I really love this movie is obviously they weren't doing well. Like they weren't the top of the AL. But they never showed them like they sucked. Like in some of these baseball movies, they show like a pitcher that Major League does this, like the catcher that can't get it back to the pitcher and stupid little Disney tropes. Like this is an actual baseball movie where like, yeah, man, They were just losing, but now they're finding their way. They're getting their groove. No one ever, I don't think anyone ever does this, by the way. You can't put chew with gum. And no one has that big a string of gum. And I'll have to fact check this, but chew's obviously illegal now in the major leagues. Like, you can't chew on the field. If you do, you have to hide it. Back in the 90s, though, I don't think it was. Hit the cutoff, man. Nice. It's wondered now, though, why isn't McGreevy starting? He hasn't pitched fucking once, and he's their ace. Oh, there he is. Fucking dealing. So we covered Rookie of the Year, Sandlot, Angels in the Outfield. If you have any other sports movies you'd like us to do, we have done Little Giants. Comment below. We'll be more than glad to do them. We love doing 90s sports movies. This is back when Monopoly was a thing. I don't think I played Monopoly in like fucking 20 years. Monopoly is kind of like Dances with Wolves or Titanic. Like I don't have the time. Jeff, your mic's fucked up.
Oh, my fault. That was on mute.
Yeah.
So you know it's before internet porn when they're sitting down playing a board game and his mom's about to leave.
He's like, wow, you look like a hooker I just paid for a minute ago. Hey, guys, what's up?
We have fun.
Yeah. We're all boys, right? I mean, I'm about to tap your mom, but...
They're definitely going back to Lou's place after this.
What do you mean lose? Like, he's a baseball player. He lives 10 minutes away, but he's going to take her to a hotel 20 minutes away, Jeff. Let's be real. He's not going to take her to his house. His wife lives there.
Oh, that's true. We're not animals. He's like, you already had dinner, right? Because I really don't need to eat. Is that his agent?
I guess. You just buying hot dogs from the airport? Like, what the hell?
Man, I miss it. You could just smoke a cigar anywhere you wanted. Who gives a fuck?
In the 90s, I really don't think you could smoke in the airport. I think this is I mean, do you remember? I don't think you can. You can't smoke in the airport.
Probably not. What's the line in The Goods that Don Reddy gives on the airplane?
He's like, do you know the year that smoking was available? We sent a man to the moon. Like, no, I had no idea.
I didn't know that.
Blackout has a rat tail.
Well, yeah, as a reliever in '94. I mean,
dude, everything that has come back into style, how hasn't a rat tail?
Just wait it out.
I would think someone like Justin Bieber, Post Malone would have one.
Someone that knows they can get laid either way.
Is there anything better than having an expensive steak in a fucking hotel restaurant that you're staying at? You're like, I gotta get drunk, eat a steak, and just walk up to my room.
This guy that runs the hotel is acting like the players are like 15-year-olds. They're adults. Just fucking go up there and talk. They're 32 years old. Like, see, now where's he going? Like, you don't know anyone in this town. Where are they again?
Yeah, it doesn't matter where they're at. I think they're in New York, but I mean, come on. He's going to a club. He's going to be like, hey, I'm with the Twins in town. That's all he has to say.
I love sports.
That's fun. I like baseball. I've watched it twice. That's cool.
Do you have any baseball friends? This is my friend Erin. She loves sports too.
God, wouldn't that piss you off? You're
Yeah,
about
he's
to
like,
go out. He's got a
dude.
He's got a members only jacket on.
At least it's just water, hopefully, unless Bauer's peed in him. Why would you send up the 14-year-old to discipline them? That pizza looks good, though. A little deeper dish.
Dude, what would you do? I mean, I've traveled a little bit for sports, and it's so fun staying in hotels. It's so fucking fun. And you're like, man, after the game, I'm going to lay by the pool. We're going to drink. We're all going to get steak. You're going to watch Night Nurses from Jersey.
He's captivated. He's like, holy shit.
And we've talked about porn a little bit on this pod, Jeff, but we need a story. We've said this before. Like, you can't just get at it. My boner will go down. I need to know a background.
If you don't spend time developing the characters, why do I care that they're fucking each other? You know?
I need to know, why isn't she Catholic anymore? Is it her parents? Were they,
she could lose her medical license for this. What has caused her to make this decision? I'm not against it. I just, narratively, you need to defend your choices. Porn, it's weird the things.
Is awesome.
Look at this guy's haircut, who she's operating on or whatever.
Yeah.
Other in Boston. It's dangerous for the black guy to go out alone then in this town.
The one stadium I have not been to, I haven't been to them all, but I want to go to Fenway Park really bad.
Same.
Not a Red Sox fan. I just really want to go.
Dude, this is back before they had like railings on the dugouts.
Yeah.
This is, Matt, I hate to be that guy, but after a travel day, you never have a day game. Like, ever. In the major leagues. Unless they're making
well, they traveled. Well, Minnesota to Boston is not that far, so they traveled there during the day. They probably got there at 7. You'd have a day game.
They wouldn't. You would have a getaway day the day before, meaning they would have played who was it? Detroit. Who did they play? They would play them at like 2:05.
I don't know if that was the game before, though. They might have skipped because they're going through the whole season. But go ahead.
But isn't he tired because the night they got in, he watched Night Nurses from Jersey? I'm not trying to poke plot holes in this, but
he stayed up and watched it like 6 times. So
but that was the night they got in, right? That's how they made it seem.
Right. So the day they were in the airport, he's smoking a cigar, was probably, let's say, 4:00 Minnesota time. They got to Boston probably at 7. They had dinner, and then the next day they're playing. Yeah, that could be a 4:00 first pitch. I don't know.
But the MLB doesn't schedule like that. You would never, the first game of a series, have a day game unless you had a travel day in between. So the whole movie, let's turn it off. It's over. Let's turn it off.
This is realistic. One of the greatest stadiums ever. I guess, would this be called the old Yankee Stadium to us?
Yeah. Never got to see this one. I've got to go to the new one. Oh, this is McGreevy's day to pitch. He looks real enthusiastic.
He looks like...
See, really, Paul O'Neill, your favorite. He loves his rage, his temper.
Looks like me at my mother-in-law's birthday party. Like, just not really thrilled to be there at all. Like, I want to do anything else.
Tucker Kane, like an Eric Burns. He'll give his body up, Matt. He doesn't give a fuck.
Remember Paul O'Neill had the little shimmy with his foot for timing?
Oh, yeah. Remember when he kicked the ball in from the outfield?
You know what's sad is, like, Paul O'Neill, Tino Martinez, a lot of these guys are just going to be forgotten because I don't think they're going to be Hall of Famers, but they're great players.
This is where McGreevy, and sorry, Matt, I do agree with that point. It's kind of sad just because of that generation.
David Cohn, I think, is another one. I don't know if he'll...
Yeah, if he hasn't got in now. So McGreevy here is not following the scattering report because he doesn't like Billy Chappell. But earlier he was talking about how he's a free agent. He can't wait to get out of here. Well, if you have an ERA of fucking 5.80, how much money do you think you're going to make on the open market?
Yeah, this makes no sense. I mean, once again, this is a true baseball movie. If it's your free agent year, you're gonna ball out, dude, so you can get paid and drive Range Rovers.
And that's what Billy's saying right here. Yeah, you want to get ass, bro? Like crazy, like boy band ass? Well, I would
What
throw the
if
slider
Billy
the
just said that? Greavy, you want to get ass? Start fucking pitching better.
Oh, I missed the days where Marlboro could advertise in center field, Matt.
Damn right. And Casio always advertised here, I remember. Paul O'Neill, just like whatever.
Billy straightened out.
The one that Mantle played in, that's not this stadium, right?
No, it is Old Yankee Stadium. Yeah.
Mantle played in that one that they were there.
Yeah, I mean they made renovations, but the new one.
I thought there's been 3 Yankee stadiums, I guess.
There was Ebbets Field before that, where like the Brooklyn Dodgers played. Kids in the 90s. Oh, God, fucking. He was like the Billy substitute when Billy's out of town.
Yeah. He's like the Jason Garrett to the Troy Aikman. He's like, he's not even close to as good, but he's all we got. So we're gonna have to try to go 3-2 while Troy has a concussion.
Yeah, or just like 2-2, 1-1, something like that. Just Lowell, keep the boat from fucking sinking.
No shit.
And Lowell, while you're here, at least you could do is read Billy's fan mail.
Well, just show me the ones with pictures of tits, and then I'll read those.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna need
most of the box.
I'm gonna need 15 minutes with a couple of these, and you guys can come back.
He obviously doesn't know about masturbation yet, though. If you're renting a porno 6 times, unless he's just a fucking animal.
He's advanced scouting. For when his balls drop, he wants to know what the good pornos are.
It's true.
All right, I'm taking notes now. I like that red Alternates Twins hat on his mirror once the camera cuts to it. Look at that one. Those are like the Sunday alternates, you know?
Do you think any kid has baseball cards pinned up in his room anymore?
No. And honestly, if you're Billy, this is kind of stupid because you're just losing the value to those things that you're never going to sell, which we all did. I had mine in the little book with like the pockets, the binder.
Look at Jerry taking BPs, looking good, even though he fouled one up in the fucking. Have you ever seen a pro foul one up in the fucking in the cage right there?
The only time I've seen that would be like a pitcher practicing bunting and they like fuck up in the NL. I love how he makes the decision. We need to cut him after watching his batting practice. It's like, Jesus. I mean, Billy's like, what? But 16 years ago, I saw him hit 2 doubles in a game. We can't cut him. Yeah, Billy, I don't know if that logic makes sense at all.
What if we got him on steroids? Like, Billy, now you're thinking.
Now you're thinking like a manager. This was actually a test, and you passed. I just need more bats, man. That's the last thing you fucking need.
Yeah, that jacket, that was like that was before Under Armour took over.
Oh, yeah. Mizuno
was like, let's just we got any tires laying around? Let's just make some plastic out of that or something.
And make them really thin. Like, we could probably make like 6 jackets out of one fucking tire. This thing looks like it's been
Honda is made out of.
It looks like it's been inflated also.
Yeah.
Do I look jacked? You look bloated.
He's like, so are those our new jackets? No, Billy, I'm just trying to lose a couple pounds. Fuck. No. All these other guys are getting hookers for like $200 less than me. That's unacceptable.
Best part is once I go home, I can use it to cover my hot tub. So it's like win-win. Lowell is like really not good at riding this bike. Like, I guarantee you a couple takes of this kid fucking ate shit. Just wiped out over the handlebars. Remember the 90s when you weren't wearing your jacket, you just tied it in your waist? Because who knows when you'll need it again?
Well, and who knows what chick's going to be walking by the thirsty for the D.
Right. I guess clothes hangers were invented in like 2002.
How many times do you think he comes home and his mom's like, "Hey, did Lou say anything about me today at practice?" Like,
Is
no, I didn't
Lou's
really. Well,
is
he
Lou's
still
phone
hasn't returned
broken?
any of my phone calls.
Oh, I'm sure. I think his sister's in town. She's also half Asian, which is weird.
Yeah,
They were together, but he said it was sister.
they're also making out. Like,
His
what do you want me
powers,
to do, Mom? I don't have a skank like Lou does, which is you. I mean, I gotta pleasure myself in other ways.
Mom. Women are afraid of going to jail for fucking a minor. So what am I supposed to do on the road? You tell me.
Yeah, Mom, women are afraid of fucking a minor in 10 years. So what am I supposed to do? It's kind of hard right now.
It's that my hands are tied. I always loved when, and he's not doing it now, but like the catcher is on deck and there's two outs, and to show what little confidence he has in the guy hitting in front of him, he has his shin guards on in the on deck circle.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're definitely not getting on. I need to have like half of my. Here's Pudge.
A young Pudge. God.
You know you're too old to be in the league right now if you don't have the ear flap on your helmet.
Yeah. How many bases did he steal that year? That's a young Pudge. That's a young Roth, too.
There, Pudge was like, I'll only be in the movie if you let me do the snap throw.
That's probably true. I
Because that's what he
guarantee
just
Pudge
did.
said that.
There's no reason for the snap throw right there. Pudge is just like, I just want to show you me whip one to Rafi. Then a seeing eye bleeder through the right side of the infield. An AstroTurf single.
Yeah, if you're wearing no ear holes, Jeff, I mean, that's like basically having a number 73 in spring training. You might as well just fucking pack it
Or
up.
like a receiver just where it goes out there with like the leather helmet on. You're like, dude, you're going to die.
Jerry went 2 for 3. Why are you fucking cutting him now?
Matt, his bat speed. Like, he's swinging a wet newspaper up there. Also, Joe, you're 44 and we can't play you in the field, so.
We're in the AL, but I mean, we would like a guy that DH that could hit. It's weird. I don't know.
He's like, Ronnie Parker? That motherfucker.
The first round draft pick 4 years ago?
Billy, I'm hitting 164 and 110 at bats. I don't get it.
This has probably been said by no one ever. A player. It's like, I thought we were friends to the GM. Like, come on. Let's not be.
Like, if we were friends, you wouldn't be hitting 160.
He's like, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe I should play you every day since you suck at hitting. That's a good strategy.
Oh, this is going to make him feel better. The baseball card trades you turned down.
Well, the Wade Boggs is legit, but Sammy, this year, he's not even that good yet.
Be like, am I supposed to tell my wife it's okay because you like my baseball card? No, you can tell your wife that you're hitting 162 and you're 44 years old. And also, maybe talk to her about those twins that we met in Detroit.
And when I say Sammy Sosa is getting good, I'm using the Dr. Eagle fingers. He's
been hitting the weight room. That's it. He's committed.
Who's gonna pick up? Who's gonna pick up Jerry Johnson?
Somebody might give him a flyer like AAA, but I don't see it, Matt.
I think he'll go to Japan, reinvent himself, and come back.
There you go. Go to Japan where the fences are 280 and the average fastball is like 87.
How many pendants did you have in your room growing up? Because I had about 8.
I had a lot that I didn't even have an affinity for. Like, he had a Jets one. I had a bunch of teams that I didn't give a fuck about. Damn, he just cock-blocked the shit out of Lou Collins.
Well, Billy, what's wrong? I mean, your mom already got me off, so I'm kind of tired anyway. So
yeah, I was actually looking for an excuse to leave. So maybe you and I go talk and
sneak out the back or something.
Lou is trying to do the classic move, like, look, Billy, I'm not trying to be your father, okay?
I'm not trying to be your father.
I just
Your
want to be a
father died in
friend.
a car wreck, okay?
And God rest his soul. Because
Right.
if he were still here, the things your mom does with me would not even be on the table. Let me tell
And I
you that.
wish
I
he
mean,
was still here. Obviously he just can't drive in the rain. I mean, it's not anyone's fault.
yeah, maybe if he would have checked on those tires and seen how low the tread was. But let me
Maybe
tell you something,
his or rain.
Billy, and I mean this as a compliment to your mother. Grieving widow sex is something I never was prepared for.
You think Billy came up and was like, "Hey, Lou, sorry about that whole curfew thing and kicking out." No, Billy, actually, I just came inside your mom, so I was looking for a reason to leave anyways. You kind of
Actually,
helped me
if
out. That's
anything,
awesome.
Billy, I was thinking let's just get a ground rule. Like if clock strikes 10, you just fucking come
Yeah.
out of your room and Matt, I hate to say it looking at this umpire, but do you think there's any chance that he is a racist?
Only about 95, 98%, but it's only because of his upbringing.
What's the line from Family Guy? That's not me. That's my father.
Yeah.
He's like the Angel Hernandez of the American League.
So for some reason, I'll watch this every 3 months, but the greatest manager umpire fights, they're fucking so good.
You've seen the one with the minor league guy that just totally fucking loses it.
Yeah. The thing is like baseball has so many unwritten rules and codes of the game and stuff that the managers have to come up there to to back their players. Because in football, that doesn't. I mean, you see coaches like John Gruden yell at the refs, but never like nose to nose with them or anything like that, or take the fucking second base out of the ground and throw it towards center field.
Yeah, I mean, Lou Piniella, was he the one who started the kicking dirt over home plate?
I bet Billy Martin's done that. I don't know. There's
I know Piniella used to steal a base.
I love whenever they take the base out. Obviously, if you've ever taken a base out, it's pretty easy to take out, as easy as it is to take in. And they throw it. They're like, dude, obviously we're just gonna put that back in. You didn't break anything.
A Bill Haywood must be allowed to speak his mind. Next time your mom says you can't have that second popsicle, be like, a Bill Haywood must be allowed to refresh himself on a hot summer day.
It's like, listen, I gotta discipline you. And has Lou said anything about me, he will not return my calls. It's like after we have sex, he just doesn't care.
Can you ask Lou who Susan is? It's probably nothing.
It's probably. I bet it's his sister. That I know he's an only child, but
sometimes you have like surrogate sisters. Mom, I'm not gonna get into this. I'm 12.
I looked through his phone. I'm just gonna let you know that
it was opened up in front of me. Granted, I got it locked out because I got his password wrong 15 times in a row.
Look at that McDonald's cup.
I was gonna
bring
say
you back.
And it's like that wax paper too.
So bad for the environment. We didn't care back then. We didn't give a fuck.
No, back then the Earth would last forever.
What happened to our country?
These fries look like shit compared to what I'm used to from McDonald's.
McDonald's fries are the greatest fries ever. Can I say that probably?
Oh, yeah. Like right when they come out, definitely.
See, I like the ones that have been in there for a while. I like them really crispy, like extremely crispy.
This kid right now, again, I don't want to be the guy calling him out, but he's had this shirt on like 3 straight scenes. If everything's not okay at home, like you can do your laundry at my house.
Or you can do your laundry at one of Lou's, apartments that he takes my mom to bang.
Isn't it weird he has 3 apartments, guys? Is that not weird to anybody else?
Well, his wife's not there.
She's always busy with those pampered chef parties. This guy's really letting the ball get deep. Also, who's throwing BP? Jesus, get something over the plate.
Would baseball be the most just grinding, terrible sport ever to play? If you had to pick to be a professional athlete, what would you play?
Probably basketball. Chris Berman, if this were real life, he'd be fucking screaming at the cameraman right now.
And Billy Haywood. It's like no manager's ever been on the fucking TV before.
God fucking damn it. And then Like he doesn't know there's 7 cameras on him. Like they can.
Like I've literally never fucking seen this ever.
Do you think Chris Berman watches this movie now? He's like, who the fuck did I let dress me with that tie? God damn it. Also, where he's at, like, would he, I don't know, maybe this is just like what I remember from him, but this is what always pissed me off about Chris Berman in baseball. He didn't give a fuck during the regular season. He just wanted to show up and call the home run derby, and then he would do like World Series coverage.
But he did great at the home run derby, though.
Back.
I mean, his stick is old. I'll give you that. But in the 90s, he was the king.
That's back before we knew how fake he was. Dude, this chicken. Oh my God. Look at that. Good job, Billy's mom. Hey, this will get Lou to call you back. This chicken right here.
He's like, what are you doing? I was like, well, I thought if I cooked for Lou, maybe if I tried a little harder, he wouldn't bang all the chicks on the road.
I'm not giving him all of me. Mom, I don't think that's it.
That's why if you go back to our Back to the Future movie commentary, if you treat women like crap, they'll just like you more. It's weird.
Just see, Billy, the difference between you and Lou is that Lou is a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? So it's like... But now they start to make deals. She's like, but I'll let you rent Night Nurses from Jersey too.
Also, Lou said he has a friend. I'm not sure if he wants a 3-way, but, you know, maybe you could take care of her. I'm not really into that sort of thing.
Yeah, Lou just said, if he and I are together, though, the friend has to be there. That's the important part. That's what he's... Dude, that is actually the stats that they give you in baseball games. Like, in even number years after the summer solstice.
God, look at that. Wally Joyner with a stab.
He's in there for his glove, Matt. We know that. Uh-oh, Billy.
He's like, why can't you hit, Lou?
Remember Big League Chew?
Oh yeah, it's still a thing. Mac probably needs to lay off of some of the... Like, can we get grilled chicken for Mac? He doesn't look too good right now.
It's fine, extra skin. That's how he likes it.
So Jeff, if let's say in 2015-16, if Josh Hamilton was banging your mom, would you bench him?
In 2015, yeah, definitely.
What's the year that he hit like 4 home runs against the team? Like the year he won the AL MVP in the home run derby. Like, would you bench him?
No.
Okay, 2012. Like, would you bench him?
Matt, look, we'll handle that internally, okay?
It's like, it's my mom's choice one, and the other is he is fucking a monster at the plate. So
look, when we step between the lines, I'm a businessman. Okay, the reverse of I already forgot the guy's name that he cut, having the no ear flaps, having the double ear flaps. Jerry Johnson, my fault. The double ear flaps, even if you're a switch hitter, is fucking lame, right?
Yeah. Have 2 helmets. That's the great Comiskey Park that they're at right now, yeah. Southside Chicago.
May she rest in peace.
I really hate that all these ballparks are not around anymore. Just because, honestly, Jeff, I don't know if they're more nostalgic to me watching them on TV or just having them on my PlayStation, like all these parks. But I love all these old parks.
Yeah, I want to go back and play MVP baseball right now and play at all these places. Billy Haywood's he's fucking got only one hand on the wheel now. He's losing control of this thing.
Well, he's benching his best player, so I mean that's never good.
How good would the White Sox have been in '94?
They have Frank Thomas. They'd have who is their crazy ass manager that played shortstop?
Ozzie Guillen. He would have been on the team.
Guillen.
Did they have Maglio Perdones then?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, Maglio. Fuck, what a great hitter. Robin Ventura, I think, was there. I don't know how much
Mark
pitching
Burley?
they had.
No, Burley probably wasn't there yet.
The big hurt Frank Thomas definitely was there, though.
Lowell at some point has to realize, hey, guys, I'm not getting what I need out of this friendship. For example, you fart in my eye and give me pink eye, I have to carry your fucking boxes. What's this guy's role again? Is he just like in the front office?
Yeah. Maybe he's head of ticket sales or something.
Do you think the check from Coca-Cola didn't make it in time? So they're like, all right, we can put the Coke can in frame, but there's going to be a glass in front of it. God, you guys play hardball.
They had Pepsi in one of the whenever they're in the clubhouse, they had Pepsi, like some of the players.
Yeah, you got to get them bidding against each other. Never good when Blackout's in the game in the fourth inning. Tim Raines, remember him?
Hey, Winston, another isn't that cigarettes?
Yeah, Winston and Marlboro are heavy on this move.
God, Tim Raines. He played everywhere.
That's an error.
That's because you had the Gold Glover Lou Collins on the bench.
The mental. Okay, so he is a switch hitter. Right? You can have
yeah,
the double,
he is.
I guess. I mean, but he really
Still,
shouldn't.
I don't like it though.
God, Lonnie, that's dog shit pitch, man. That's what happens when you get behind in the count.
Why do you think that the pros took out that earpiece? Because in college and high school and stuff, they have the double ones.
I can't even think of a logical explanation. Oh, now McGreevy wants to go on 3 days rest? Let Lou get his fucking words out.
It's still like, he's your best player. Like, what are we doing here?
Wait, is he saying Lonnie had a collision with Cecil Fielder in Detroit?
Fielder.
That would have turned him into dust. Cecil Fielder's like 310. Lonnie's like 190.
Great Cecil Fielder.
You know, he for a long, I think they've reconciled, but he was estranged from Prince. Like they didn't even talk.
Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that.
For like
Cecil was in Detroit. Then he had traded the Yankees. He had some big trade. Hold on, let me look.
I don't know where he ended his career. Lou's like, look, if I promise to pull out of your mom, can I start?
Like, he ended with the Yankees. But he was big with the Detroit Tigers. That was the first game I ever went to was Royals Tigers. Watch Cecil Fielder play.
Damn.
Like him and Albert Bell were like the two fucking badasses. So this is basically the D2 version of this scene, right, Jeff? Whenever he's like, man, things are getting too crazy. Let's play street baseball.
Or like kind of like the Space Jam scene where Charles Barkley loses talent and goes and plays against those kids in Rucker Park or wherever. Billy just needs to find his love for the game again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right, I wish.
It's like, if I was Billy Haywood, what would I be doing here? And I definitely wouldn't have chlamydia from this chick I banged last night. He's like, yeah, I guess you're right. You're up.
Any of you guys know where I can get some penicillin on the low? No, we're all 9.
That guy over there living in that car might have some. Cool.
He's got something that he keeps injecting in himself. That kid had a tie-dye shirt. That's how you know it's 94, unironically. Yeah, I made this in my bathtub. Who has cards for managers?
No shit. Well, once again, man, have you ever played stickball?
No.
You can't find a field or grass somewhere?
We have friends that grew up, spent their whole life in New York, and they've basically taught us stickball is not like a real thing.
Yeah, like maybe in like Cuba or wherever that is, but you can always find a park, even in like New York City. There's like
Yes.
parks around that you could play baseball at if you needed to.
Yeah. Are they in Chicago because the kid has a Bulls hoodie on?
They must be because that other kid had a Bears shirt on.
He found like the fucking crack den in the South Side.
Which good for them for actually keeping consistency, because remember Angels in the Outfield where every kid had like every fucking hat from like the AL West. Like you didn't know where the fuck they were even at.
McGreevy with an all-white suit on. He must have like his nicest slam piece greeting.
Who was the player that just like hugged that chick? Like you could tell like he just met her.
Are you the escort? Okay, I guess we'll hug. All right. It's a business transaction, though. I want to keep it professional. So what's the plan? Like if they make the playoffs, he's gonna have to miss some school.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Back then that was a big deal. Now I don't know if school's ever open again as we're doing this in quarantine. But I mean,
All right, so
Jeff, why do you go to school? So you go to college to get a good job, right? He fucking owns the Twins. I mean, game over, right? You don't really have to go to school anymore.
that's true. It's the Mark Zuckerberg theory. All she said about his dad is your dad's not here for you anymore. So that doesn't necessarily mean he's dead, right? He could have just bounced.
He's like, your dad plays for the Detroit Tigers. What if this was a plot turn where his dad played for the Seattle Mariners and he was playing against his dad? Wouldn't that be awesome?
His dad is Norm Charlton. It's like, holy shit. Or Jay Buhner.
Jay Buhner? He's like, listen, your mom wouldn't take a blood test, so I guess we'll never know, Billy, okay?
He's like, but Jay, I look exactly like you. He's like, you don't at all, but okay. Chris Berman. What? I always love this in movies where the team acts like they don't know where they are in the standings unless they watch SportsCenter.
If this was a movie made today, Skip Bayless was talking about, is today's Twins better than the 1917 ice hockey team? Like, how is that comparable?
Here's what I have to say. First off, let me contradict everything that I said yesterday morning, okay? Okay. Also, I woke up at 3 a.m. today. I don't know why you had to do that, but all right. He fucked up, guys. I rented Night Nurse from Jersey 4 times. Turns out Backdoor Sluts 4 was the better choice.
It's like, I got addicted to masturbation. I kind of lost who I am. So I decided, even though Lou split my mom in half every single night, that he needs to play because he's the best bat we got.
It's like, well, Billy, we're glad you're going to stop masturbating. Oh, I didn't say that.
No.
I just said I got addicted to it. Oh. Okay, well, so I'm not stopping. Guys, I'm not going to quit masturbating. I'm 13.
I'm just going to do it less, okay, and actually pay attention. I'm going to do it when I'm not working.
Guys, they say step 1 is admitting you have a problem. So now that we did step 1, I think we should celebrate and everyone goes masturbates. Billy, that's a weird Gatorade with the plug here. Team needed to hear this.
Damn right. Luke Collins, like, I've been here before. Everyone counting us out. It worked then. We never made the playoffs since I'm here, but you need the inspirational speech, Jeff, from the guy that hasn't fucking played for 2 weeks.
Yeah, my bat's going to be a little slow, and we're facing Randy Johnson, who's like the best lefty in baseball. It's fine. I should be playing, though. Oh, he just guessed. Man, he's cheating on the 2-0 fastball.
I mean, I don't know if your closed captioning caught it, but there was a couple clicks from a trash bag or a trash can in the back.
Oh, it said
Sandy
trash
Alomar?
can banging. Yeah. Was
Jose Barea?
I know Roberto was a switch hitter.
I don't know if Sandy was. He was a catcher.
I think he was just right-handed, Sandy.
Remember when Roberto spit on the ump?
Oh, yeah. Didn't he headbutt him, too? There's Sandy.
I mean, he got the call
Ooh,
wrong.
he barreled that though. Sandy's like, hey, but if I get out in the game, make sure that I piss on the ball. I guess, yeah.
You know they probably had like Pudge.
Here's
I guarantee he's like, can I snap throw to first? Like, I guess.
Carlos Baerga. Remember him?
Damn, I do a great second baseman.
He played for
Him
the Mets
and
also.
Omar Vizquel up the middle. Are you kidding me?
So where did Robbie Alomar play then?
Robbie Alomar was with the Orioles when he spit on the ump.
I know, but he was with the Indians with Sandy. They had him
I
both.
think that was late in his career.
Well, he ended with the Mets. He signed like a 7-year deal with them, remember?
Why did the Mets just give everyone money?
Because they were so desperate to be a contender.
What a great play there.
Oh, and Matt, you know this on the turf. You get a true short hop, you know?
Oh, yeah. Playing first is easy on the turf.
That was a hanger.
I love these montage scenes.
Yep.
Is this Runaround Sue that's playing?
Yeah, it is. And that's a
Okay.
wig that Scales has on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Baerga. He's going home?
Wow. Missed him. That's your boy Kane, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Tucker Kane, bro. He's like the Eric Burns of this team.
He bats 214, maybe hits 4 homers a year, but his hustle that's what gives the team the lift they need.
Yep. He's an energy guy. He can play 4 positions, all below average.
Alexander with the glasses that looks like a shelter-in-place Reggie Jackson. Really, I gotta look up his name, but he really looks like the baseball player.
You know what he does in this movie that really reminds me of like middle school, early high school? He folds his undershirt sleeve like over the outer shirt. God, it was like so my move. So they need the Mariners to lose.
Actually, his name is Leon Durham, and he played for the Cubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. First baseman outfielder, Major League, played 10 seasons. Leon Bull Durham was his nickname.
He made it to the
Tigers.
bigs, or just played minor league baseball?
No, made it to the bigs. I saw pictures with him. He's got Cubs jersey on, playing and stuff.
Here's Lou. Like, I wish there was more denim I could put on, but I don't really think it'd be fair to you. No, it wouldn't. It would not be fair to me.
It's like, hold on, I gotta talk to him. Like, okay, I'm gonna sneak out the back then.
My phone is blowing up, so my burner phone, which is the more important one right now. All right, so the Mariners lost, Matt, so we have a good old-fashioned one-game playoff.
Which never happens anymore.
Doesn't, unfortunately. It was the last time that did happen. I think Tigers-Twins actually played one in like 2008 or something.
We have one-game playoffs now, but they're actually playoff games. Right?
Yeah. But I still think in the current, excluding whatever they do this year, I still think in the current system there could be a need for them if like 2 wildcard teams tied. Like, didn't the A's and Yankees have one or something a few years ago?
I don't know. I honestly don't know, because they have the one-game playoff with the playoffs now that it's like confusing.
Right.
But when this came out, though, if that happened, it'd be like the coolest fucking thing ever.
Oh, yeah. So how do you determine who gets home field then? Because if you have the same record, do they just go to head-to-head?
I would think, but would head-to-head mean that one team got in the playoffs and one didn't? Or are they just going, if you tie, you tie, and then whoever has the head-to-head probably?
Yeah, so like if you and I are tied, but you are like 11-8 against me, then you get to be at home for our one-game playoff.
Well, they probably did, okay, you're tied. Is any one team shooting a 90s kids movie at the time because they get home field? It was like Twins, like, we are. Like, oh, well, okay.
Oh, shit. Well, sorry, Mariners. Also, Lou Piniella would be fired if this Mariners team, he had them in a fucking one-game playoff to get into the ALDS. They have like A-Rod's on the team. They don't even mention. I mean, I could name this whole roster.
They're fucking stacked.
We got Dan Wilson, David Segui, Joey Cora,
Tino,
Alex Rodriguez. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tino, because David Segui was the next year.
and Edgar Martinez is DH.
This is the DH. We have Russ Davis over there at third. Obviously, Edgar DH. I believe Glen Allen Hill or Paul Sorrento in left.
The great Paul Sorrento.
Great Paul Sorrento. Of course, Griffey in center. And then our man, Billy's dad, Jay Buhner in right field.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jay Buhner.
With the fucking soul patch to end all soul patches. And then the rotation, which was supposedly the weak point, but they still had Johnson, Norm Charlton, and Jeff Facero.
Jamie Moyer?
Jamie Moyer, yeah. And then the bullpen, Mike Timlin. Actually, you know what? Charlton was in the bullpen this year.
Where's Rob Nin this year? The great closer.
Fuck. Probably Florida.
Or he was with was he with San Francisco? I think
Yeah, he ended his career there, but he was hurt like the entire time. He like never pitched. Damn, look at that. The Slicky outfit in the background. Did you see that?
Yes. It's too slicky.
Like he's not sneaking up on anybody. Anywhere he moves, it's shh, shh, shh. Oh, this is his homework they're trying to. This is a great scene.
Yeah.
What's the question Scales asked that makes no sense? What color's the paint?
What color's the paint? And then, that's what I love. It was our opening. It was like, why don't they get a house that's already painted?
Oh, yeah. They have like 11 guys sitting in a circle.
Yeah.
And then Bowers comes up. He's like, hang on, I fucking figured this out.
Joe, Sam, they're all trying to paint a house.
Why don't they just get a house already painted? Yeah, I would work with that with the realtor. It's like, both y'all motherfuckers is wrong.
Obviously, it wouldn't be just as simple as adding them. Like, you'd have to add, subtract, and divide.
I'm the same way, though, dude. With these word math problems, I always feel like I'm being tricked. I'm like, all right, what are they actually asking? My uncle, I should call my uncle. He's a painter. It's a math problem.
My uncle's. I should know this. That's what I would say. Is like maybe it's one of those trick questions where there is no answer. Like it's like some deep continuum thing. Like
this is my favorite scene in the movie. I think this is incredible. Bowers is like, I've seen enough from the back here.
This guy's like, fuck, I do not want to hear this shit.
1 7/8.
David Schwimmer could have played this role.
Damn.
Well, it's like the horse's name is Friday. Like he's like heard that.
He's answering everyone's questions. Yeah. Now that the pressure's off. The Twins are late for first pitch. Apparently, Billy Haywood is having trouble with his homework. You can't give him a payday and act like it's the same as a Clark bar, dude.
I'll just tell you, between this and Eddie, which I know Eddie is a sad movie, but when you have LJ from the Hornets fucking destroying the team at the end, and you have Griffey here in a second, it's like some of the best third acts of sports movies ever.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Yvonne Take Charge, Matt.
Yeah, and LJ's going down the fucking lane like a fucking locomotive.
Stacy Patton. Dude, how... All right, let's just talk about the man, the myth, the legend. Ken Griffey Jr., coolest fucking dude of the 90s. Does he have the most beautiful swing in baseball history?
Absolutely. Him and Adam Scott in golf are like the two most beautiful swings I've ever fucking seen. And maybe Tiger, like early Tiger.
And him being left-handed, he has that natural lift to the ball. Oh!
Boom.
So I grew up...
The announcers like, people take vacation shorter than that.
I grew up in Seattle, as I think I've said a couple times on the pod, and I was 6 when this movie came out, 7 maybe, and I loved Ken Griffey Jr., but I could not be a Mariners fan because of how they're the villains of this movie. So I fell in love with the Texas Rangers from an early age. History for my would have been different.
I loved Griffey. I mean, like Jordan's documentary is red hot right now, but Griffey was just as big as Jordan.
Oh yeah,
which is insane to think about because baseball players aren't that like Bryce Harper and Mike Trout aren't as big as the most famous football or basketball player at all. But Griffey was that big. I mean, I remember I bought his cleats, Jeff. Like he had his own Nike cleats. I think they're called Swing Man.
Yeah, that sounds right. Like their take on Jump Man. Great base running there too, Matt. I know it was a hit and run, but you got to be aggressive on a ball to left field to take third.
But the coolest thing Griffey probably ever did was turn his hat backwards in the home run derby.
Oh my God. Not even fair, dude. I remember watching it and I was like, well, I need to turn my hat backwards.
I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Not a good sign when Scales is like, are you pitch hitting for me? Or
it's never a good sign when the guy on deck drops his donut and is like, do you want me to hit? Like, are you sure?
Against the pitcher? Because this is not like I can't sacrifice in the situation with 2 outs. That's a fucking dip right there. Jesus.
Also, too, like just how accurate this movie is. So when you're in a 1-game playoff and your ace pitched, 1-2 days before? I mean, obviously you bring him out of the bullpen here in a little bit.
Right. You can get an inning or two.
Yeah.
And Randy Johnson, the funny thing is the way he looks, you'd be like, dude, that's not realistic. Who's this actor? But you're like, no, that's an actual fucking pitcher on the Seattle. The 6'10" dude with like curly hair in the back.
He was very unique looking for sure. God, I love Junior.
And his gloves say Junior. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Of course.
Yeah, Bowers versus Griffey. Who you got, Matt?
Yeah, and it's righty versus lefty. We don't have a lefty in the bullpen, Jeff. Like, come on. It's the 10th inning.
Matt, no one who's rested. I'd pitch around him too.
It's the 10th inning, Jeff. We're all. It's just. I love how when you walk him, everyone's like, "Oh God, no!" And it's just like he's gonna steal every base there is. Now he wasn't a big base. I mean, he stole bases, but not.
But he's right. He was fast, but there's no reason to put the stress on his body there. What they do right here.
But he wasn't Bonds. I mean, he was never a 30-30, 40-40 guy. I don't think.
No, I don't think so. So yeah, this is the. Again, this is where the movie, even though it's a legal play, delves a little bit more than it previously has into kind of like kiddie.
But this isn't the hidden ball trick.
This is it, yeah. Well, this is where he acts like he throws the ball past first base.
Which is that legal if you jump off the rubber and not throw it?
So here's the thing. It is not. But they claim on IMDb, and I haven't seen this, that he steps off first.
But you can't if you step off first, you can fake throw it. That's
correct.
Because people can just step off and look at the runner and not throw it at all.
Right, exactly. But you can't be on the rubber and pump fake. That's a balk.
Right, yeah.
So I'm going to have to reanalyze this because IMDb claims Bauer steps off.
Okay, let's look at this closely then. The first one he actually throws over.
That's not it. I was going to say he didn't step off there. Lonnie almost put that tag down on him, though. Matt Bowers, for a righty, has a pretty good pickoff move to first.
He does a nice little jump move. You know,
he's using
keep the runner honest.
Right, he's using the slide step, so I don't think he stepped off, man.
He stepped off. He did the exact same. I think so, yeah.
But he didn't step off the first time, is what I'm saying. Remember, there's that 45-degree angle.
You have to step off the rubber to throw it to first.
No, when they say your foot has to go off the back of the rubber to step off.
Oh, okay.
And I guess the IMDb is, you can't really argue it because we can't see his feet.
See, I think that play would work.
Definitely.
If you all would act and stuff like that, I think that would work. The hidden ball trick never works. The third to first move, what do they say, Jeff, works once a year.
Well, now you can't even do it. It's like a new rule.
Yeah, forgot. Yeah, that's true.
The only way the third to first works is if you have the double steal on, where you try and get him to throw down to second and then you take off for home.
Also, too, if there was a one game to get into the playoffs and it's in the 11th inning, everyone in the world should be watching it.
Yes. Oh my God. How do you get a bad hop on AstroTurf? Did that run score though? Yeah. Was that Dave Magadan? Remember him?
I think so.
Dave Magadan played for like 15 teams in 8 years.
Great player. Every team wanted him.
All right, Scales. Get a little small ball going.
And that Wolf, was he a pitcher? Because I think some of these guys are actors, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember Wolf. I do remember the fourth outfielder was Jose Cruz Jr., who
Really?
they traded to. Yeah, he was a rookie who actually ended up playing probably more left field than Glen Allen Hill did towards the end of the year.
Glen Allen Hill, what a prospect.
Glen Allen Hill had, as Billy Chappell is for love of the game. Glen Allen Hill has one of, if not the weirdest sports injuries of all time. Have you heard about this when he was with the Cubs?
No.
So he claims, a lot of people suspect drugs were involved, but nothing's been proven. He claims he had a dream in the middle of the night while they were on the road that spiders were crawling all over him. And he woke up in a fit of rage and steps through a glass coffee table and gashed up his foot.
Yeah, drugs are definitely involved.
Other weirdest injury ever, Jeff Baker with the Cubs, former Ranger. He was lighting his farts on fire in the clubhouse, and one singed his asshole so bad that he couldn't play for 4 days.
I love that the announcer to the right doesn't say anything. I guess he's just the producer.
I think he's a
and I also love,
yeah.
I guess, he already took it out his mic. This season's fucking over. Let's get football up. And I love the third baseman basically wasn't going to get in the on-deck circle. And now you got another player not getting on the deck circle. It's you need to be on deck. It's I just asked your mom to marry me. What? It's she looked through my phone, Billy. It was my only fucking choice.
She asked why Pizza Hut keeps texting me, "You up?" Huh. That's weird. Listen, hey, you rope a double down the right field line. You can do whatever you want.
My Uncle Bill sent me a titty pic.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, again, when you're a kid and you watch this, you're like, this is not even realistic. And then you're like, oh,
no, but when we were kids, we knew exactly who this was, the
right.
Big unit.
Yeah, hit a homer off of another lefty, and also the lefty's Randy Johnson. Realistically, though, him and his mom have been together 4 months. Midway through the season, right? Or let's even say it's the start of the season. 5 months? I guess when you know, you know.
Yeah, when you know, you know. Especially, she doesn't really call me too much on the road, so it seems pretty perfect.
Yeah, I feel like what we have is, it works.
What if the director right here is hey, the first pitch, let's have Randy throw the ball and hit a bird and fucking kill it. They'd be well, that's kind of far-fetched.
That'll ever happen.
You're right. We're in a dome.
That's still one of the craziest things, not even in sports, but that I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, he could pitch for 80 more years and that never happened.
No. This is, you know what he's doing right there, Matt? He's saying, hey, that inside part of the plate.
Signal? It's he did John Kruk.
That inside part of the plate, don't even fucking think about it. Lou has got to do a job here, Matt. He can't pull off. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that slider away. Stay in there.
You know what's sad, Jeff? All these 90s baseball players, none of them were in the booth.
Right? Lou Piniella would occasionally call Yankees games, but He doesn't even do that anymore.
But even Piniella, I mean, you never see Randy Johnson. You never hear Griffey anymore. Like we said, Jay Buhner.
That's true.
I love this, too, because Griffey did this shit all the time.
All the time, dude.
I mean, he wasn't Torrey Hunter, but he created Torrey Hunter.
He was just a much better offensive player than Torrey Hunter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a better player than Torrey Hunter, but... God, that's awesome.
Lou's like, you're not a human.
Maybe if, he wasn't fucking so much, hit the gym, that would have been out.
Yeah, maybe he had a little bit of extra testosterone in his balls when that pitch was thrown.
Well, he let go of most of his testosterone before the game.
What does that mean?
He fucked Billy's mom in the clubhouse.
Oh, well, that's just... Everyone has a pregame routine, Matt. Yeah, and nothing about this was unrealistic, Matt, because like you said, let's say Randy pitched 2 days ago to get them into the one-game playoff. Yeah. He could give you a batter, you know?
Fuck yeah.
It actually works better for the movie that they could bring him in at the end.
I know. It's fucking brilliant, actually.
You know what's crazy after rewatching this? Between Little Big League, Rookie of the Year, and Angels in the Outfield, this one is by far the most realistic.
Fucking Jerry Johnson back in the house.
Matt, we gotta it's family here. It's like Olive Garden.
He's like, listen, guys, I'm not going to manage anymore. Mac is, and also Jerry threatened my life, so he's going to be back too as hitting coach.
He mailed me a picture of a knife and said, "Your move, bitch." But that's how Jerry jokes around. You know what I'm saying? That's how he jokes around. And if he's not, I couldn't take the chance.
I feel pretty confident, though, that if I was moving, Jerry would miss me with a knife. So
Bowers is like definitely going to be busting the offseason for growing and selling copious amounts of marijuana.
Actually, Jeff, we just did a I don't know when this movie's going to drop, but we just did a Star Wars draft. We should do a fucking baseball draft, but with like Angels in the outfield, Little Big League, Rookie of the Year, Major League.
Damn, that would be really fun.
Like, okay, reliever. I'm like, God, I mean, I need Bowers, even though he's right-handed. He'd be way better if he's left.
Banner would reach and take Bowers so early.
Sure, he would.
So
who would be the first pick? McConaughey playing center field?
Fuck. I might actually take the juiced up guy on the Mets in Rookie of the Year, or Prime Rocket. So Matt, real quick, last fun fact: this scene was filmed before a Minnesota Twins game. They had, like, obviously the Metrodome was packed, and they said, "Hey, we're filming a movie." Had the players come out.
Well, obviously they had to film it the same time because they had Griffey there.
No, I mean,
I wonder how they did that. I wonder if they just played like a short game and had Griffey there, or like before a Twins game they played Seattle. They were just like, "Hey, let's film this shit real quick." I don't know.
Andrew Scheinman, good work, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done more stuff that's good too. So that was Little Big League. Jeff, final thoughts. Great baseball movie.
It is. This is one, we don't always say this. They're always fun, but this is one that holds up in terms of, like, it's not so stupid that it kind of takes you out of it as an adult, right? This was a really good watch, man. Like, this is one I could watch once or twice a year. Maybe not twice a year, once a year. Not in the Banner scale if, like, he's too forgiving.
I mean, I could watch this. This would definitely be in my rotation for opening day. You know, like 2 weeks before opening day. There's Ashley Crow as Jenny. Wow. 2 weeks before opening day. This would be my rotation just because it's historically accurate or it's just accurate where, like, it's not fucking stupid. Like, Rookie of the Year we've done before. Check out our commentary on that. But there's sometimes, like, there's no way this could happen. This is just a Disney fluff movie. Like, all of this stuff could really happen and happens in big league parks. And mentally is stuff the side of baseball they do, like bring in Randy Johnson for a 1-game playoff to face a left-handed batter, is really above and beyond anything that else has ever happened, man. So,
like, okay, obviously a kid managing the Twins is unrealistic, but and I know that's the main plot point, so it's like, well, Horns, how the fuck do you excuse that? But outside of that, what in this happened that was unrealistic?
Yeah, nothing.
No.
With Michael Papajohn as Tucker Kid. All right, we've been the Broforce Squad. Check out our website, broforcesquad.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes, YouTube. We're on Spotify. Check out our reviews on Anchor and tweet at us at Broforce Squad. Until then, we'll see you around the baseball diamond.
I just need more at bats, Matt.
Randy Johnson as Big Dick. Oh, sorry, himself.
You know what's funny? I know he got fired. I could have used more Dennis Farina in this movie.
I could have, too. We could always use more Dennis Farina.
May he rest in peace.